Hi, my name is Dale McCluskey, and I'd like to welcome you. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about how to train a dog to housebreak a dog, train a dog to go into a pee pad. In this situation, I'm boarding a dog right now, 12-week-old Cocker Spaniel, Tucker. He's with me for 3-4 days total. And I'm just helping the owner, basically, this is her focus is, when you're first, and to understand really what, dominance represents, because so much of this is taken out of context by trainers and owners not really understanding the mind-body connection. That's what really makes my system of training really special, because I help owners understand, how to align and connect the right way with their dog so that you're able to overcome all your behavior issues. And so as soon as you get a puppy, and this is what happens, is if you're connecting, and how I kind of frame it up is to, talk about the four, styles of parenting as you would in a family situation. There's indifferent, there's permissive, there's authoritarian, and authoritative. So there's extremes both ways. So with dogs, they're very intuitive. That's the other thing to understand. That's, dominance, what it really represents is, strength and weakness that comes through this mind-body shared connection. So, if you think about dogs on, too much emotion, you're going to have some problems, because dogs interpret that, they're very intuitive, interpret that as, as weakness. And that's where, the behavior issues begin, even as puppies. So they start right away with dogs. So, I help, what I do is, my system is really special, I help owners understand this connection, and also how I help them, show them how to reconcile this so everybody wins. That's very important, so that not only do you get, your needs met, but your dog gets their needs met as well. So here with Tucker, I'm going to show you here, I've just, as soon as the owner got Tucker, started a nightmare day one. Just really started. Tucker's peeing all over the apartment building. All over her apartment, and just, grabbing her and just having, so, that's what starts to happen. So it becomes very deceptive, it's like, this whole thing about how we connect. So here, immediately I took Tucker with me. Tucker is a high-drive dog. He's got lots of energy. He's a type of dog. Lots of dogs out there like this. So what I've done is this gives the owner kind of a boost. So what I'm doing is I'm doing boarding and training, which I offer to dog owners. I'll take the dog, and I'll help give them a little boost, and this will help them kind of get started and help them overcome. And housebreaking is usually that's the real focus. That can be really a nightmare. So what I'm doing here, so what I recommend that if you have a dog, you're doing housebreaking, is you need to start to use the crate. The crate and the kennel, that's not meant to, once you understand the body-mind connection, it's not meant to be a bad thing, a negative thing at all, because if you're going into the right parenting style, the more of the authoritative, which is the balanced parenting style, it makes sense to the dog, and they're going to accept the crate. It's going to be a follower type place to them, and so they're going to accept it. And what the crate really does, it helps, it's an extension of you, it helps to manage this, so you're not getting frustrated, you're not cleaning up a lot of accidents. It helps to add some structure, it helps to speed up the housebreaking process. So I'm going to show you this. Since Tucker's been here with me for 2 days, I haven't had a single accident with him. I'm using a lot of leash with him. It's about influence of the mind. But the leash goes away. That's the other thing. That's just a connection point. So the whole thing is, you have to start to become the parent. And so with Tucker here, and the owner, what the owner wants to do is, she lives up in this new apartment building, 3rd floor. She has a hard time, she doesn't want to take the dog outside in the area that she lives in. It's hard to do that. So I'm using a pee pad type of pad, so Tucker will go in the pee pad. So that's the same thing. So what I'm doing, I'm going to show you here in a minute. So I'm going to take Tucker out, I'm going to bring him out to the pee pad just so you can show, and Tucker speeds up. It speeds up. Tucker goes. I mean, just, take him out, goes. So it's just, and then after a while the leash goes away, and he'll start going out on his own. So it's about, it's about understanding what, how the mind's directed through influence, how this all works. So I'm going to show you here. I'm going to take Tucker out. I'm going to take him out. He's about ready to go out. He's been in this crate for a little while. And the whole thing about the crate too is you don't isolate a dog. Dogs in and out, in and out, in and out. So using the crate through structure, what it helps to do is frame this up so you have less accidents, and speed, everything else. But even the crate goes away. I mean, it becomes but you have to kind of, when you're doing this with dogs, you have to make sure that you're you know, you're connecting the right way, you have the right way of thinking about, you know, how you use the crate, how you use the leash, and you have to direct the mind. So that's very important. So anyway, I take Tucker out here. You're going to see him go, and we'll talk a little bit more about this, but I just wanted to kind of demonstrate how this works. So when I'm doing this again, the leash, again, I showed this with others, it's a connection point to your mind. So, you know, when you take a dog out, you want to make sure that you're not, get rid of all these treats and all this bribery and all this stuff, because it's not even about that stuff. People get, you know, again, I talk about this in a lot of my, you know, articles and videos about, you know, there's a deception here. It's like people are getting very confused about, because people really, a lot of trainers don't really understand how a dog's mind is truly influenced and governed through nature, through the pack relationship, through the roles. It's like a magnet. And so, you know, the dog's mind, that's the pivoting point. It's through the roles. And so dogs, again, will move around for things and stuff, and everything can look fine from the surface, even while they're gaining power. And there's a split off there with conditioning. And that's the other thing about training is, you know, you have to apply the context. You have to apply the critical dot. And because if certain behavior issues don't go away, you know, if diminishment doesn't happen, then meaningful influence has not taken place through the role change, has not occurred through the roles. You're not becoming that parent. And that's very important. That's the critical dot. There's a separation there. And, you know, I get into this. I recommend, too, I have a book I've written. It's called The Mind-Body Connection, you know, and I have several books there. I encourage you to check those out. It really gets into this and helps to break this apart for dog owners. So, anyway, I'm going to get Tucker out here. I'm going to take him out just so you can kind of see him in action here. Again, use the leash to do this. And when you do this type of technique for housebreaking dog, and you want to use a lot of leash for the first few days, get a crate big enough so, you know, they can move around in, but not so large that they're going to go inside the crate as well. You want to get it, you know, big enough to, you know, not to confine them too much, but, you know, you want just the right size. So, here I'm going to take Tucker out here. We're going to go outside with him. I'm going to hook him up. You can see he's playing with his bone. Tucker's a cute little guy. And see his tail wagging, he's happy. Again, it's the same thing, just make sure you be a parent. So when you hook the dog up, just put him on the leash. And here, I don't use corrective collars. And here, you'll see me put Tucker in. I'm settling him down for a second. I'm just kind of pushing on him a little bit. But this isn't even meant to be aggressive at all. This is just saying, hey, you know, I'm the parent. You know, you're going to go where I tell you to go. But that doesn't mean it's meant to be mean. It means that, you know, we're a team. We're together. But I am definitely come to strength. So it's like he understands that, you know, he understands the relationship. That's very important. So here I'm going to bring him out. So let's go outside. Tucker, I'm going to take him the pee pads out here. So I'm going to show you how this works. And so I'll take him right directly over to the pee pad here. And here it is on the ground. And again, take him over, direct his mind. And when he goes, you want to praise him. So here. And here's knowing just how to direct his mind just right. So, good boy, good boy, good boy. See that? Went just right away. He went. That's great. You see how quickly that took place? Just that quick. Because, again, it's about influence. He went, and just that quick. And this all sped up and speeds up. And here, over and Tucker up. This is the other thing. There's nothing wrong with loving your dog. There's nothing wrong with, you know, it's not about being mean to your dog. Tucker is he's a great guy. And I love dogs. I mean, this is the whole thing. People kind of go a little crazy. You go on my website, they watch, you know, my videos, you see me pushing on dogs and all that. But you can see here, I mean, you can pick your dog up, you can love on your dog, but it's understanding this whole strength-weakness issue. So once you understand it, you know, it starts to make sense. It's not, but people, again, are getting really deceived here about this whole how, you know, even training and all that. You know, and so what I help dog owners do is understand this whole context of the relationship. So even here, so when you pick up a dog too, when I'm picking a dog up, again, dogs, you know, if they have too much power, they're going to go crazy. You want to practice when you pick a dog up, push on them a little bit with your fingertips, just to help to put some influence over the mind. See this right here? Tucker's calmed out now. See, calmed out, and we're connected, you know, and then I get pet on him, but I'm doing it in a follower state of mind. That's the difference here. It's all through a follower. See here how calm he's getting here now? And now I can pet on side, and then I'll push again a little bit. This is get him back. This is establishes strength, weakness. And this is the whole thing about dogs here. Even so when I put him down, it's the same thing. put him down, and I'll put a little bit of authority on him just for a second, just to kind of remind him. Calms out. So here's the whole thing too. And then, you know, the whole thing is, it's not meant to be, when you do this technique, it's the mind at work. It's not meant to be aggressive, and you don't have to get choke chains going. It's all just technique and understanding mind and body connection, just back and forth, back and forth. So, anyway, I want to thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it gives you a little better insight into the mind-body connection and what dominance represents, its influence. And it's not meant to be evil and bad and mean. As you can see, Tucker's a happy guy, you know, high energy dog. But again, you have to be the parent. That's the thing, is dogs really are intuitive. They really know. They can, you know, you could be a tall, intimidating person, but if you're a jellyfish with how you're thinking and you're just following weakness and you're just too much emotion at that level, you know, in that parenting type style, you're going to have trouble. So here, just, you know, it's just understanding how to reconcile that. So if you have any questions, feel free to call me. You know, if you want to email me, I'll answer them. If you're in the Florida area, you know, I'll be more than happy to help you out. And anyway, thanks very much, and I'll post more videos, and I hope you have a great day.